Right.
Is there any separation in that area?
No, I mean, I don't know if we're there yet in that room, but I'm again, I'm optimistic about that room. They've really been getting after it, and there's a bunch of guys that I think Trey's really brought the level of that room up, and Evan Pryor stepped up. But Master Teague's had the best camp since I've been here. I mean, he's running hard, running physical, and Mayan's been very consistent. Marcus Crowley ran hard the other day. So, if it was just one guy that was head and shoulders above the rest of the group, or even two, I would say so. But I think they've all kind of brought something to the table. Now, you can't play them all, but we'll roll guys. And again, we'll see. This is maybe a separator week in that room, too. We'll see.
Can I just one real quick?
Sure.
C.J. Stroud, then who? Does anybody else separate themselves next?
Yeah, that's kind of what this week is right here. I think as we start to get into that game week, we start to get an idea of that, and the depth chart gets made. But I mean, again, still not naming a starter, so we're not quite there yet. But this is a big week for those guys. Yeah. It was close. It was close. I'm not giving her that, though.
About the linebacker, now actually the linebacker, how do you envision that unit playing out? Situational, do you kind of play 3 or 4 guys? Just kind of visit the contract.
At linebacker? Again, I think, you're going to see some depth play there. I think the older guys, Dallas is starting to get back into the rhythm of things. He had a little bit of an injury coming into camp, but he's been now practicing better, so he's getting in a rhythm. Taraji's been doing well, and then those young guys, Tommy and Cody, are growing every day. The more reps they get, the better. The problem was even last year, when you think about all those guys I just named, they didn't play a lot. Pete and Tuff and Barron and Justin, when you look at the majority, they got all those snaps. So they're very conscientious. Al does a great job with the linebackers, but they just haven't played and practiced a ton, real game situations. So every time they come off the field with a scrimmage situation or, team reps under their belt, they're getting better. So again, that's another position I think you're going to see us roll. Yeah, they're back and practicing. So, I think Coach Combs said the other day it was like the first time they've really had the entire secondary out there practicing. And we got a pretty big secondary, so that was encouraging.
Over far left, Bill.
Ryan, you said back in 2019 we got a new starting quarterback. You guys are really going to have to kind of ride J.K. early in that season just to kind of get Justin comfortable. I know you don't have a J.K., but you do have a massive offensive line and depth at running back that you're talking about. Do you see it playing out similarly here at the start of this season too?
Well, I think everybody on that whole offense has got to help with a young quarterback across the board. I think our tight end's got to play veteran. Jeremy's got to play veteran. We need those guys in there. The running backs have got to bring it, like you said. The offensive line has got to help, and those wide receivers got to help. I mean, we always want balance. If we're at our best, even when Justin was young, we had really good balance, and that's what we're going to strive for. But like you said, that those guys got to play veteran, and they got to help a young quarterback along.
And last question, second row left, Steven.
One more Quinn kind of related question. In the name of you wanting to have a quarterback in every class, and technically he was your 2022 quarterback before. Now he's not. Do you feel a need to replace him in that class at all?
We'll kind of see how it plays out. We're going to recruit everybody right now and recruit guys in his class and the next class and the class after that. We'll come up for air in January and see where this thing's at.
And finally, a quickie from Dave.
Ryan, is there a concern you had entering camp that's already been alleviated to some degree?
That's a good question. I would probably say, coming out of, last week, I just was really excited about how physical we were, and I guess, not that I had a question mark there, but I've just been very, very excited about that. I just thought that, guys were coming off the ball and there was physical running and tackling, and just was really impressed with that. Again, not that it was a concern, but I slept good last night or Saturday night after just seeing how physical guys were. And there was a lot of mistakes. We had a long way to go, but if we can play that physical and we play with that kind of effort, then we'll have a chance to have a good team.
Can I interrupt one real quick, Ryan? I'm
Sure.
sorry. We're getting the specialists today. Can I just ask you how you feel about the punters and the kickers right now?
Yeah, sure. you know, they're obviously Brad comes back and he's played in games, so he's got to be kind of the leader of that group. He's again got to be great. Jesse's come in and shown that he's got a strong leg. He's you know, a mature guy, but he's assimilated pretty well, I think. You know, for coming from Australia, and you know, he's got a team to kind of you know, become one of the guys. He's got a new country he's got to move into. I mean, there's a lot of things there, but he's done a good job, and I think the guys appreciate that. And you know, as tough as a punter can be, he's shown some toughness there. I think maybe the fact that he's played rugby or whatever it was he played over there, Australian rules football, he's got a little edge to him, and I think the guys appreciate that. And then in the place kicking, Noah and Jake have been you know, working through and battling for that job. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the guy who's the most consistent. You know, we don't need guys to make 55-yarders. You know, we just need to make sure they're consistent. You know, inside of 25, you know, somewhere in that 30-yard range. They just got to be good. And if we can do that and just make sure that they're strong there, then you know, we'll be okay. And then, you know, all the kickers are working on kickoffs. So a little inexperience there, but a good group, and they've had a good summer and a good preseason. Thanks, guys.